What's up, everybody? So I hope you found my kind of intro to my diet and week one's video intriguing. It definitely was interesting for me. So week two has been completed, and this video is going to kind of be a little bit of a summary about that. So let's get into it. Alright, so as you guys know, through week one, if you haven't already watched that video, go check that out. But through week one, insulin usage was decreased very significantly, almost 50% of what I was using on the beginning of the week versus the end of the week. That trend has kind of leveled off. Looking at my insulin usage for week two, it varied between 50 units a day was the lowest, and the highest, sorry, I'm looking over the phone, was 84 units. I've kind of been doing, I'm going to say lazy keto. I haven't been restricting my carb intake too much, but I have been mostly under 60 grams of carbs. I had one day that was a little higher, that was 56, but the majority of the days are under 50. With the average probably being around 30 grams of carbs if I were to average those days. So looking at that information, insulin usage has been pretty steady. Weight reduction, for week two, I started at 290.8 pounds. I had a little bit of weight fluctuation, but I ended at 287.4. So good little reduction there in my weight, so that's pretty good. Steps, I've been tracking my steps as well. They have increased a little bit. When I started the diet, I would get anywhere between 3,000 and 5,000. For those of you that don't know already, I did get a puppy shortly after starting this. So we've had her, and I've been taking her on walks and stuff like that. So now my step count is, I want to say, a good adequate range, 6,000 to 9,000 steps a day. So that's been really good. I'm trying to keep them. I would like to get up to the 10,000 step a day goal. So I'm kind of gradually working myself up there. I have been doing some activities. I have a rower. The top of it's right here behind me. I did row one day last week, and then this week is beginning of week three. I did play tennis for about an hour. So I am doing some extra activities and some stuff like that just to kind of, work on some things. So let's kind of move over into some CareLink data that I wanted to share with you guys. So I looked at the 2 weeks of doing this diet, and then I did a look back. I believe it was 2 months. Yes. So I'm looking at the weeks of May 19th through June 1st and March 20th through April 2nd. So that's two 14-day periods, and they're 2 months apart. This data in here is a little shocking. So on the diet, I've averaged 94% time in range, with 6% of that being between 180 and 250. That's what auto mode calculates the stuff with. Before the diet, in that look back period at the end of March, I was 79% time in range, with 18% of that between 180 and 250 and 3% above 250. So as you can see, my time in range has improved significantly. Looking at the statistics out on my CareLink report, my average BG reading has been, during the diet, 141 plus or minus 29, and before the diet was 175 plus or minus 47. Total daily doses of insulin per day is currently around 71.7 units, and before that it was 159.7. So a lot of my insulin reduction has been in the bolus category. Over the past 2 weeks of the diet, I've averaged 9.6 units of my bolus, which is about 13% of my total daily insulin usage. Before the diet, I averaged 74.3 units, which at that time was 47%. So auto basals is reduced down to 62.1 units, and before the diet was at 85.4 units. So currently now during the diet, that's 87% of my insulin usage, and before the diet, that was 53%. Set change. For the first time in my life, I am not filling my reservoir to 300 units. That's honestly a shock for me. I'm filling about 180 to 200 units because I've been using about anywhere from 50 to 70 units a day. So I do have a little bit of extra in there, but about 180 is where I'm shooting for. That way I'll run out of insulin before my 3 days are up. And I'm actually not running out of insulin. I'm getting to the point where the pump says that it's estimated at 0, or it says that my reservoir is low, and I just go ahead and I change it. Carbs entered per day. Before the diet, I would enter 231 plus or minus 79 grams of carbs a day. So at the minimum or at the maximum, that was over 300 grams of carbs, and at the minimum, that was like 100 and I'm doing mental math, 150. So I would enter anywhere between 150 and 300 grams of carbs. And now on the diet, it's 33 plus or minus 13. So I'm entering 20 to 46 grams of carbs a day. So far with this whole process, I've noticed some areas of weight loss. I haven't really noticed a lot. I did take before pictures before I started the diet, so that way we can look at my hideous fat self when this is done. I don't think I want to do this forever. My goal is to do this for about 3 months and see what happens. But so far, it's not been miserable. Like I said, I am kind of doing lazy keto. So some days I barely eat any carbs, and then some days I eat a little higher. So it kind of levels out. When in doing that, I don't feel like I'm punishing myself. I'm not having any problems as far as I know. I've maintained in ketosis. So we'll see how things go over the next couple weeks. So I'll keep you guys posted. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Thanks.